show on Netflix, actually. I think it's called like Bill Nye Saves the World or something like that. Alright, so we have 12 minutes remaining for class today. Sorry that today is all screwed up thanks to math testing, but hey, thank you for being flexible. Tomorrow I'm going to be out. There will be a blended activity left, just like there has been the other days that I'm out. So when you go into Schoology and you go to our course, just like there was yesterday, there will probably be a message. And then if I need to post anything else that's not in a specific folder, I might just make a new folder that says like Thursday, December 8th or whatever. So be on the lookout for that.
Which one did you pick for the spirit week?
I chose ugly sweater because of course.
I don't like your choice.
And okay, that's fine. You don't have to. That's why it's my choice. And tie-dye.
I don't want to pick for ugly sweater.
So, guys, you have to wait and see what choices win. So don't make your plans already. We got to move forward. Solving inequalities is just like solving equations, except for one huge difference. So this is why even with 12 minutes left, I think we can get through both of these sections because we should already know what these symbols mean. How in elementary school were you told to remember which value was bigger based on the little like V item thing? They normally referenced an animal. Andrew?
An alligator, like if it's open and that means it's bigger, and then like it's
It tries to eat.
Yeah, the gator, and I don't know why they chose alligator because all animals have mouths, but the gator or whatever is going to eat the larger number. So as we read left to right, if I had like a 2 here and a 5 there, I'd read 2 is less than 5. Or 2 is less than or greater, or sorry, less than or equal to 5. So the one bar on the bottom adds in the or equal to. So a solution to an inequality is able to be graphed, and you will see that we're graphing some on our homework. When I'm showing that it is not equal to 3. So over to the side here, I want you to write 3 is not a solution. When the dot is closed, so here my dot is open. When my dot is open, 3 is not a solution because I'm shading everything that is a solution. So if the dot doesn't get shaded, that dot's not a solution. The reason we have the circle around it is that's where my values start. So I could have a value of 2.9999999 as long as it's not 3. But anything less than 3 counts. Here, the closed circle, I don't know why I can't spell today. The closed circle means it is a solution. Any questions on the closed versus open circles showing solution values?
How can you tell if it's like a solution? If it's a solution, then it's less than or greater than
So,
or
like,
equal to?
This 3 is not a solution, but I have my x's shaded here. So I would say x is comparing to 3. How's it comparing? Well, I'm shading less than, so x is less than. Am I shading equal? No.
So
Down here, I have x is referencing 3, because 3 is my point. So how's it comparing? I have it shaded less than, and I have it shaded equal.
because it's shaded completely.
Because it's shaded in. Here it's not shaded in, there's no equal.
So if it's not shaded and it's not equal
Yep.
to, if it's shaded and it's equal to.
Exactly. Any other questions? Moving to the back, how we work to write these out. Guys, again, you got to think about the situations. A lot of times you need to slow yourselves down because a lot of you work too quickly. The cost for internet starts at $30 a month. So I'm just going to say like I for the cost of internet. If it starts at $30, what's another way that I could say that? Yeah. Well, so could it be 30? Yeah, so it could be equal to 30. But if it starts at 30, what else could the price be? Andrew?
It could be, I'll say the principal of 30, but that's where it starts at, so it could be more than.
Yeah, it's going to be 30 or more than, so the price could also be greater than. So my internet price, is going to be greater than or equal to 30. Or we could say 30 is less than or equal to the price of my internet. If I flip it around, I have to flip this middle symbol. So if I change the order that I've got it written, this is where it's different than equations. Because if I flip an equal sign, it's still an equal sign. If I flip an inequality, now it changes. So you traveled more than 30 miles yesterday. Go ahead and write that out. Use T for travel. Yeah.
So Mr. Hudson, I is greater than or equal to 30, or 30 is less than or equal to I.
Yeah.
Are they the same thing?
Yes.
Oh,
These
I
are
thought
the
you said
same
that
thing.
They weren't the same thing.
No, this is where it's different than an equation. So, in equation, I equals 30, 30 equals I. The equals is the equals regardless of which way I flip it. Here, the symbol direction matters, is what I was communicating. So you can't just, you have to pay attention to flipping it. If it was an equals, I could move the numbers and not flip the equals. Really, I do, but I don't see it because it doesn't look like it. You okay?
Yeah, just a little nosebleed.
You traveled more than, I could say T, Whitney, not here. Sorry, Whitney, feel better. Don't know if you'll watch the video. Julian, what could I say? T, what symbol do I use there?
T is greater than 30.
Is greater than 30. If I look at my number line down here, Ozzy, what is my number line communicating?
Your number line is communicating that it's equal to or it's at least 30.
Yeah, so it's equal to or greater than 30. So n, my number, whatever variable you want to use, could be equal or it's more. That might be hard to see on your paper, so if you need to, shade it, like put a squiggly line and then an arrow, if you need to shade on your paper since the color is hard to see. And if a number is at least 30, Monica, could that number be 30?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's n is greater than or equal to 30.
So that's actually the same as the one above it. The one that's different is my second one here. This is my one that is different. So now let's talk about solving these, because I don't know that we're actually going to get to looking at the 9-2 notes. So I might just do like 9-2, 9-3 chalk format or something like that for tomorrow. I'll figure out what we're doing. But try 9-1, 9-2 homework. It's not due till the end of the day tomorrow, so like it's probably just going to be the homework for tomorrow as well. I don't know that I'll assign new homework. I'll put up another assignment probably just in case you guys get done and you want to work ahead. But how do I write if I drank less than 2.5 cups of water today? What do you think?
Wouldn't you have to put your variable, or I use W for it. Could you do W less than 2.5 cups?
So W is less than 2.5 cups. You drank, W is the amount that we drank, less than 2.5 cups of water. Yeah, that would work.
Excuse the interruption. Can I please have Adam Mazar to the office? Adam?
Now the other way that I could say this if I wanted to flip it around is 2.5 is more than the water that I drank. So I could flip it around, but remember you got to flip that middle symbol then. So here, what do I do to get the Q by itself? Anish, what do you think?
To get the Q by itself, you have to add 2.2 to 13.8.
Yeah, just like in an equation, I add 2.2 to the 13.8. My inequality symbol stays the direction that it was, and I get 16. So Q is greater than 16, but now we gotta graph it. So what is my reference value here? Mr. Hone, what is my reference value? Where's my circle go?
At 22.5. No, at 8.
So we're still on the example.
Oh, okay.
If I now have this solution that I need to graph,
It's at 16.
my reference point is 16. So I put my circle, then I ask myself, is it closed or is it open? Is 16, Elena, an acceptable value here as an answer?
No.
No, because 16 is not greater than 16. 16 is not a solution. I leave my circle open. Which direction do I shade? To the right or to the left?
To the right?
To the right, because is 17 a number greater than 16?
Yes.
Yeah. Is 18 a number greater than 16? Yeah. All of these work. And because they continue to work, I put an arrow at the end of the section that I've shaded because my solutions keep going. Anish?
An easier way to know is like it only works if the variable comes first, but so basically to know which way it goes, you can just put an arrow on that, and then you already know it's there.
So if your variable comes first, I love it. This inequality symbol can essentially be thought about like an arrow. So if you make it an arrow and it points to the right, it tells you shade to the right. But as he said, that only works if your variable comes first.
Oh yeah, I missed right.
Thank you.
And another thing is like if it's not underlined, it's an open circle,
Mhm.
and if it is underlined,
If it has more to the symbol, it has more to the shading. The underline, whether it's filled in or not. So solve the got it on your own for a moment. Think about how do I get rid of the value that is with my variable. Don't choke.
Doesn't that kind of just go with what we did?
Like solving equations? Yeah.
He said that.
There's only one difference. Sean, what do I do here?
Subtract 8.
I subtract 8 on both sides. R less than or equal to 14.5. So I put my reference. Now here's the dangerous part. 14.5 is between the 14 and the 15. Is it open or closed, Sean?
Closed.
Closed, because the or equal. And then do I shade left or right? Left. And here, if you want to make your life easy, you don't have to shade the whole number line. You can just start shading and then put your arrow. Now if you want to really show all the solutions, you can shade the whole thing and put your arrow at the end. But either of those is the same thing. Our chalk talk for tomorrow will cover through 9.2 and talk about the differences in solving. Please, once you get done with that tomorrow in class, wrap up that homework to above an 80%, and then we'll talk on Friday. We'll do an alternative activity thing. Yeah, so you go into 1B now, guys.
That was really quick.
That was really quick.
You know what? My life is too quick right now. Oh, he's